Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I feel honored and privileged to be here, finding the right words to describe the importance of the international forum, interfaith forum, that is not an easy task. First, let me express my gratitude to the Fondazione per le Scienze Religiose Giovanni XXIII, with its president Alessandro Paino, its secretary Alberto Melloni and their team, and the presidency of the G20 Interfaith Forum. They have made relentless efforts for organizing this event in presence, despite all the coronavirus-related hurdles. They have also set the ground for the discussion that will take place at this forum by coordinating a number of working groups in the past few months and drafting the recommendation to the G20 leaders. I also wish to thank the speakers who have preceded me, Professor Francesco Bertini, Rector of the Alma Mater Università di Bologna, and my friend and colleague Vincenzo Amendola, Under-Secretary of State for European Affairs. I would like to warmly welcome Their Excellencies Borut Pahor, President of the Republic of Slovenia, Mahinda Rajapaksa, Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Gamini Laxman Peiris, and Ronald Stephen Lauder, President of the World Jewish Congress. Thank you all for taking part in this important event and bringing your insightful contributions. As the host country, your presence means a lot to us, as it proves the growing role of the Interfaith Forum as a leading platform for dialogue and cooperation between civil and religious actors since its inception in 2014. I would take this opportunity to briefly explain why Italy considers the Interfaith Forum a vital component of its G20 presidency. As you are by now probably aware, the priorities outlined by the Italian presidency are epitomized by the three Ps: people, planet, and prosperity. Humanism and religion have both placed human dignity and human development at the heart of their vision since the dawn of time. Given this commonality, we believe that there is much space for cooperation between civil and religious players in the priority areas highlighted by the Interfaith Forum. And the so-called religious engagement can prove decisive in achieving meaningful results. We must act to heal our societies from all its wounds without further delay or hesitation, as the title of the forum suggests, by joining hands. We must start from people and embrace a comprehensive notion of human development. The forum has indicated healing the many fractures stemming from the COVID-19 emergency as a priority. We must face the reality of the situation. While the pandemic has affected us all, measures have not impacted on everyone in a similar way. In Europe, for instance, vulnerable people have been especially hit with asymmetrical effects on those at risk of poverty and exclusion. These include not self-sufficient people, in particular housebound elderly people, persons with disabilities, Roma population, asylum seekers left in a limbo because of suspended procedures, prison inmates, and people deprived of their personal freedom, confined in overcrowded detention centers, to name a few. A fundamental rights approach to the pandemic can ensure that they remain to the forefront of our attention, so that government measures respond to the needs of our population in all their diversity. With these inequalities in mind, Italy is sparing no effort in promoting health and economic solutions at the G20 level for relieving the worst effects of the pandemic. At the same time, we are also working for a more far-reaching approach capable of shaping a more just, inclusive and sustainable recovery worldwide. In this framework, we acknowledge the priceless contribution of religious institutions to healthcare, the advocacy of religious leaders for a fair and uninterrupted access to immunization against COVID-19 is playing a key role in raising awareness about ensuring that the highest number of people all over the world are vaccinated and that public health always remains at the top of national and international agendas. It has also complemented the efforts of many countries, including Italy, within the COVAX facility. Besides playing a key role in the provision of health services, especially to those most in need, religious institutions are well equipped to fight back disinformation and vaccine hesitancy, thanks to their outreach potential within their constituency and beyond. Planet is the second element of our three-worded formula. It reminds us how much our future depends on the health condition of our planet. The One Health principle, enshrined in the Rome Declaration, embodies the inextricable link between human, animal, and environmental safety. In other terms, we cannot deliver health and wealth to our societies if we do not care of our planet. Religious leaders have long recognized the necessity of preserving the fragile balance between man and nature. Here again, the efforts of civil and religious actors perfectly complement one another and magnify the impact of our common action to fight climate change. As a tangible example of such commitment, Italy, along with the United Kingdom and the Holy See, is organizing an event entitled Faith and Science Towards COP26, to be hosted in Rome on October the 4th, within our co-partnership with the UK on COP26. It will bring together faith leaders and scientists who will join their voices in a common call to action. We believe that the combination of our obligation to protect the environment while upholding scientific evidence will further raise the awareness of believers and lay citizens on the need to behave responsibly and protect the environment from further degradation. Finally, safeguarding human and environmental safety is a prerequisite for achieving prosperity. The pandemic has exacerbated inequalities, wiping out income and savings of many peoples and entire families. The Italian G20 presidency is strongly committed to tackle such challenge by advancing the Sustainable Development Goals and the Agenda 2030 of the United Nations. I personally believe that debt forgiveness should be considered in order not to overburden recipient countries in their fight against the pandemic. To be sustainable and fair, recovery needs to be inclusive. Both domestically and internationally, religious institutions often provide the most vulnerable people with a social safety net. They patiently bring relief and much-needed social services in many of the most remote and far-flung areas of the world. They often step in and silently fill the gap left by many states, which are unable to respond to all humanitarian needs of suffering population. Is it therefore in the utmost interest of civil actors, both governments and international organizations, to expand their cooperation with religious counterparts and find new synergies? Today, we reiterate our call for civil and religious actors to join their efforts and engage in a common action aimed at responding to such global challenges together. At the same time, such cooperation will be the best antidote against the political use of religion and the spreading of hate, racism, violence, terrorism, and other social plagues, thus helping our societies to fully recover and embark on a new path of shared prosperity and peaceful coexistence. I wish all of us fruitful discussions in a cooperative and productive spirit. Thank you all for your attention.